Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's another great day in Utah. I just wanted to follow up on a previous video that I did and elaborate a little bit more on how I acquired it, what to look for, things like that, as well as do a 10-year projection. Real quick, just to recap, we're talking about a deal that I purchased about 18 months ago. I was all in for about $241,000. Now, I paid $224,900, did some minimal repairs. I had to close in 3 days, so I had to get a hard money loan and then refinance. So all of that combined came to $241,000, more or less. Now, I found the deal through a local wholesaler. This wholesaler, I met him at what's called a BRRRR group. I serve on the board of 2 different real estate investor association groups, RIAs, here in Utah. If you'd like to know more information about that, I'll link it below. And of course, if you're liking all the content that I'm providing, hit the like button and subscribe. And I'd love to answer any questions you have down in the chat below. So this deal, we were all in for $241,000. Bought it off market from a wholesaler that I met at a RIA group. It appraised at $295,000. A few weeks after we improved the property, we took out an 80% LTV loan. So we left about $5,000 in the deal. And when I bought this, I was so scared. Like, it was the biggest thing in the world for us to take a leap and get a hard money loan and buy this property. But I can promise you now, 18 months down the road, we're thrilled that we did it. And once you see what my 10-year projection of this property is gonna be, I'm sure you're gonna feel the same way. We rent it for $18.95 a month. Our property manager charges about 10%. We minus $190 plus the payment. Leaves us with about $465 a month in cash flow. So over here, we kind of broke it down. That gives us about $5,500 in annual cash flow. Now, if we look out 10 years, that's $55,000 that we're going to get in cash flow over the next 10 years, right? So imagine you not having to go to work every day and just receiving a $500 check every month, right? Essentially, that's what this can do for you. Even just one rental property, properly managed, can change your financial future. And if you multiply that by 50 or 100, then you're gonna get to financial independence, right? And that's my goal. I hope that's your goal. I would love to get you there, right? So please, again, like and subscribe, and let's get you to financial freedom. So $55,000 over the next 10 years in cash flow. I'm gonna say that we have some maintenance, a furnace goes out, a water heater goes out, we have to send a plumber out to declog a toilet, whatever, right? My property manager is gonna handle most of that. They're just gonna let me know. So we're gonna say $15,800 of that is just repairs, right? Could be low, could be a little high, but overall, this is just a very simple video for you to learn, grow, and go out and do your first deal. So I'll make about $40,000 in just cash flow over the next 10 years, give or take. Now this is where it gets really cool. So the website that I would totally recommend you look into if you're looking in investing in your market, in other markets, wherever you're looking in investing in single family residencies, it's called Federal Housing Finance Agency. So if you Google FHFA or OFHEO, that will take you to this website, and every single quarter they produce this huge report of annual appreciation rates and demographics and where people are moving to and everything. There's a ton of information on there. So you'll go through and kind of scan through. It's got most large metropolitan areas. We happen to be in the greater Salt Lake area. So if you look at this, the last report that came out showed that we had about a 10% appreciation year over year. So for this example, I'm not gonna say 10% because we have averaged about 7 over the last 30 years. Not all markets are like that. So take this for what you will, but research your own market and then do your own forecasts, right? Because real estate is local. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take my phone and take my calculator, and I'm gonna take our appraised value of $295, and I'm gonna times it by 1.05. That's gonna give me the same value adjusted up 5%. So I hit equals and it's 309,750. So then we're gonna fast forward 10 years, and we can do that by doing the same calculation. In fact, my calculator allows me to just hit the equal button, and it will actually take the new value and times that by 1.05, giving me a 5% appreciation rate, more or less, going forward 10 years, right? So we're gonna go, that was 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. So my calculator just told me that this property, assuming 5% appreciation, which I think is reasonable. Some people might go 3, some people might go 7. Again, historically in my area, we've had about 7% appreciation annually, including the 2008 recession, right? That's averaged. So I feel very comfortable with a 5% appreciation rate for me personally. Again, you do what you feel most comfortable with. I'm gonna round this up, but more or less this property in 10 years is gonna be worth $480,000. Now, I'm gonna take what I anticipate owing on it. This assumes that I do not refinance again and pull more cash out. I just let it ride for 10 years. I already did this calculation. I looked up an amortization schedule. It's pretty easy. You can do it yourself. You can Google it. There's a bunch of free ones. I have an app on my phone that does it. You plug in what you owe, what the interest rate is, what the term of the loan is, and it spits you out the amortization schedule and shows you how much you're gonna owe in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So I will owe approximately $180,000 in 10 years. The nice thing is, guys, I went from owing $236 to owing $180,000. So what is that, $56,000? I didn't have to pay that down. My tenants were kind enough to pay that down for me. In regards to that, I mean, I give them a great place to live. Some people don't want to buy. That's totally great. I'm happy to provide great housing at market rates for them. We've got our value of $480,000. I'm going to owe $180,000 on it. Now, cost to sell. Now, I happen to be a real estate agent, broker. Not everyone has that luxury, but there's still costs for me when I go to sell a property, right? I gotta pay another agent, I gotta pay title and escrow fees, so on and so forth, right? So I'm gonna say just 10% off the top, you're gonna be very safe in most places, assuming it costs you 10% of the value of a property to sell it. So we're gonna say we minus out 48,000. So if I take my value, what I owe, and the cost to sell, and subtract that, then it's going to give me about what I would net before taxes, because you will have taxes unless you do a 1031 exchange, which I'll go into that in other videos. Again, like and subscribe if this content is valuable to you and it's adding value. More or less, I'd put about $252,000 in the bank, or I'd put it into a different deal or whatnot, right? So the cool thing is we're gonna add 40,000 to this. So that you can see my cash flow gets added in because I have made it over the last 10 years. So by a modest investment of $5,000 and a little bit of hard work and grit, I'm gonna turn this $5,000 into $292,000 over a 10-year span, right? And that doesn't include any tax benefits or other things that I could do with that. So, moreover, I just want you guys to be able to go and do this deal. Find a deal that's off market, a motivated seller. What would have made this even better is if I could have bought this on seller financing, right? Sometimes owners don't want to sell and take the capital gains tax hit Instead, they want to do an installment sale so you can purchase it from someone and not have to qualify. Very easy to do this. The deals are few and far between that you can find, but they are definitely out there. So again, guys, like if you enjoyed this message, if you enjoyed hearing this and learning how you too can turn 5,000 bucks into $292,000. Subscribe and please share it with anyone that you think might help you in your real estate investing journey. Thanks, guys.